Hello everyone and welcome to weekly news update number 12 for Jurassic World Evolution 2. Because any excuse to talk about Jurassic World Evolution 2 is good enough for me, and if the same goes for you, then subscribe and stay tuned. After a massive week full of news, this week was kinda tiny, but we have a saying in Dutch. That was it, that was the saying. Wie het kleine niet eert, is het grote niet weert. Which means that if you don't value the small stuff, you're not worthy of the big stuff. So let's just value the shit out of this, and then maybe you'll be rewarded with a PlayStation 5. Because that's the giveaway that Frontier is doing for Jurassic World Evolution 2 right now. I think there's still over a week left for you to enter. The link is in the description box down below. Don't click on it yet! We're not done valuing the small stuff right now, okay? Besides, I'm saving some cool dinosaur fighting animations for later on in the video. Anyway, you can win a PlayStation 5, a headset, a mic, cool stuff, big stuff. But first, more small stuff. The Deluxe Edition is a digital exclusive. You can get a physical copy of the standard game at launch and then upgrade that to Deluxe if you so please. And a lot of people asked about the price last time, and I didn't really spotlight that in my video because it depends on the currency and I wasn't sure about other currency, but Frontier is here to clear that up. The other thing we got from this week was a park management guide as opposed to a species field guide. In my analysis for it, I asked what people would have preferred, and most people definitely would have preferred a species field guide because, you know, dinosaurs. But the consensus was also that it wasn't that bad to have a bit of a break after last week, which caused some near fatal levels of hype. The park management guide was all about guest management. Unfortunately, pretty much all of it had already been previously revealed through snippets here and there. So if you've been keeping up with all of the weekly news updates, all 12 episodes at this point, then you probably already know all of this, but just in case you missed anything, here it is. We have 4 types of guests: general, adventure, nature, and luxury. Comment down below what type of guest you think you would be. Like, if you had to pick only one and you can't be divergent or else Kate Winslet is gonna kill you, or worse yet, you will be cancelled. If you had to pick just one, which would it be? General guests are interested in seeing a lot of dinosaurs, whereas thrill-seeking adventure guests are more interested in dinosaur infamy and excitement. Luxury guests want to be pampered while visiting, and nature guests are looking to see dinosaurs be comfortable in their habitats. And in this older screenshot, we can see some other interests for the categories as well. I think I would be general, because I am such a basic bitch. I would just want to see lots of dinosaurs. Aviaries are cool, and I probably will be geeking out in the Innovation Center like a 12-year-old boy, so all of that checks out. It messes with me a little bit that general is just dinosaur count, whereas luxury is dinosaur variety. I would want to see a lot of different species, but then again, I'm also easily amused, and 100 homalocephali would definitely do the trick for me. Yeah, comment down below, this is fun. I don't care about your star sign, or your personality type, or your Harry Potter house. This is where we draw the line. This is how we identify ourselves. Anyway, moving on. Different types of guests will be drawn to different areas of your parks. For example, general guests might flock to the aviary, and around the lagoon you'll see schools of adventure guests. See what I did there? We need to tailor the amenities in those areas to suit the specific guest needs by selecting the appropriate interior modules for the buildings. You can check various heat maps to see what each area needs, and don't forget that positioning your amenities is just a small part of running a successful park. As I noted during my analysis video on Wednesday, they did replace the placeholder images in the guest management screen. Now, I don't think this necessarily means that the Albertosaurus and Nigersaurus are not in the game after all, because I'm trusting that those placeholder images were chosen with at least a little bit of care, and it would be a big oof for Frontier if they accidentally put images of dinosaurs into their game that won't actually make it in. The jury is still out on those species, hence the asterisk behind their name, but this is the revealed species list so far. The biggest thing from the park management guide is really that guests are very similar to the guests we have in the current game. So if that's a pet peeve for you, that's not something that has been solved. It does appear that their attire will match the biome they're in, so that's nice. But in terms of behavior, they just meander about. They don't really represent anything other than gradations of how busy it is in your park. But the new guest management system is going to be interesting, I think, and I'm excited to see it in action. I brought up last Wednesday that I would love for guests to have individual pop-ups with info, because how funny would it be to see your T-Rex eat a guest named Darren, whose favorite dinosaur is the Spinosaurus? You know, little stuff like that. And in response to that, 2 arguments came out of the comment section, and one type was lame, but the other type was pretty good. Okay, I concede. The lame people were like, ew, that's so useless. Why would you even want that? Are you really gonna spend any time clicking on guests? WTF. I mean, excuse me for having personal likes? And yes, I would click on those guests. Did anybody play Roller Coaster Tycoon? Because how hilarious was it that when they bought a balloon at the gift shop, you could pop that balloon with a click of your cursor. Admit it, if you played that game, you've spent some time doing that. I told you, I'm easily amused. But yes, I would have very much liked it if my guests felt more real. The same way we want our dinosaurs to feel more real by giving them more and better animations. Those animations don't serve any purpose either, but it's entertaining to see a T-Rex eat a goat. And I think it would also be entertaining to see a T-Rex eat Spino-loving Darren as opposed to Guest X in a red shirt. But some other people very validly pointed out that the games that do that, give the guests individual pop-up screens with info, are PC exclusives. And as we all know, Jurassic World Evolution 2 is coming to consoles as well. Consoles probably wouldn't fare well keeping track of all of that. A lot of computers probably wouldn't either. So that I totally accept. That's a good argument, and I honestly didn't think of that. If that's the compromise that has to be made, then so be it. Doesn't mean I don't still think back fondly of all the digital people whose day I ruined by popping their balloon. Now, the thing we all came for, the dinosaur fighting animations. During Frontier's stream, a fight broke out between 2 Coelophysis, and Rich, frustratingly, did not go to the fight. However, if you've been diligently watching all the videos from all the YouTubers who got early access, and I'm not just talking about the Gaming Beaver and Business Law, but like channels outside of the scope of our Dinosaur Gaming Corner, then you might have already seen this. But probably not. Thanks to Soviet Monkey for providing me with the link to a video that compiled the 2 fights. The original video is by the Axeman, who actually from the looks of it does more prehistoric and creature types of games. They got early access and witnessed these fights during their gameplay. You can definitely tell that the fight is more dynamic. It's a little bit unpolished, but keep in mind that this is the development build, so let's not nitpick that. The Carnoscurfuffle I especially like. I think that's so cool the way they headbutt. By the way, the Carnotaurus sitting is the cutest thing ever. Dinosaur fights aren't necessarily the most exciting thing about the game for me. I usually tend to avoid having my dinosaurs fight because I play in sandbox and have everything disabled. But if you are a connoisseur of creature combat, then comment down below what you think of these fights so far. That concludes our week of news. If you want to stay up to date on all of the Jurassic World Evolution 2 news and don't want to miss out on anything, big stuff, small stuff, then subscribe to the channel. We are getting super close to 60k, so if you can help the channel get to that milestone, that would be awesome, you would be awesome, everything is awesome. Before you go, leave a like on the video if you did indeed like it. Thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, and until next time, enjoy the anticipation. No, Bunny, stop it. Stop it. Bunny, no, Bunny. Bunny, I'm serious right now. Don't make me come. I'm already coming.